Anybody there? Hello? Good afternoon. Do I have any followers today? Goodness. Hello, hello, hello. Goodness. It's being a pain. Well, hey, Dolores. Hey, Beth Ann. Finally, I got some people watching. How's everybody today? Hope all is well. Hey, Daniel and Dolores and Debbie. Hope everybody's good. Okay, y'all. I'm going to make a repeat tonight of one I've done before on my personal page. I've never done this on my In the Kitchen with Julie Ellen page. I haven't ever gotten to do this on the In the Kitchen with Julie Ellen page before. Hey, Shelly. So I'm going to do two things tonight, and one thing, like I said, is a repeat. I've done it on my personal page, and I reshared it this weekend as my lasagna. Now, I got to thinking that wasn't on my In the Kitchen with Julie Ellen page, and I was really wanting some lasagna, so I decided to go ahead, and I'm going to do my lasagna again tonight. It's very quick and easy. But I'm also going to do a pumpkin roll. So that's something new. I've never done that on my either page before. So the pumpkin roll, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make a pumpkin roll. So let me get my lasagna on, because that's what we're having for supper. And I'm making two small ones. And I'm just going to use these throwaway pans tonight because I'm going to carry one somewhere tomorrow. So I thought, why not? I'll just go ahead and use a throwaway pan. So, hey Katie, hadn't seen you in a while. Patsy. All right, so if you're just joining, we're doing a repeat on lasagna, and then we're going to do a pumpkin roll. So stay tuned for that pumpkin roll. It'll be in just a few minutes. I am browning up some hamburger meat for my lasagna. And it'll take a minute to get good and brown. I hope everybody's doing well. I know there's a lot of sickness going on, especially in our community. I know we've been affected by a lot of our friends and our families, been affected by this virus and are being affected. And so there's too many to mention to pray for, because I'm afraid I'll miss somebody. Hey Kevin, you want a pan of lasagna? Well, that could be arranged, baby. That could be arranged. All right, so we're going to just do my lasagna quick. I usually, whether I do it in a glass pan or in a aluminum pan, I usually just spray it a little bit with some cooking spray. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. That'll just help it come out a little better. So I got my hamburger meat browning back here. I've got my oven preheating to 425 for the lasagna. I'm on a roll. I'm going to make pumpkin roll, but I'm also going to make Donnie some pumpkin pie, but I've already done that on video, so I'm not going to do it on video. I say Donnie, me and Donnie. I'm going to put some pepperonis in the meat, because I like them in there. Donnie doesn't like them as much as I do, but he'll be all right. I'm going to throw a few in there. I don't remember if I put pepperonis in it the last time I made it. I just threw a few in there, not a whole lot. Just however many you want, be fine. Get this meat brown. And it's browning up pretty good. I'm going to get a little dish to drain my grease in. Because I want to drain the fat off of my hamburger meat. And I'm going to use my favorite super chunky mushroom jarred marinara sauce. Debbie, you want some lasagna too? Debbie's had my lasagna before. Alright, let me go ahead and drain some of this grease off. And I'll just let that grease cool down and then I'll discard it. I saw one of my friends had posted a question asking about what you do with hot grease or with your leftover grease. And some kids were saying pour it down the drain. Don't do that. You'll stop up your pipes. Don't pour cold grease or hot grease or whatever. Don't pour grease down your sink. Don't do that. Alright, so I'm going to pour this in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little water in my jar and just kind of get it all out. Swish it around so I can get all the good out. Alright. There we go. Now you can save those jars with grease up in it to throw away or whatever. But don't pour it down the drain. Don't pour it down. You'll have some issues if you do that. So let me just stir this up. Now, a lot of times when I make this, I will make it in a 9 by 13, like cake pan size. And this recipe should fill that up. But I have got 2 8 by 8s, and I'll do that sometimes too. So I'm going to do 8 by 8s and let that be. I might go ahead and I might put a few more pepperonis in it. They'll kind of cook a little bit. So I'm not really cooking it very long on the stove. I mean, it can cook longer, but it doesn't have to because it's going in the oven. Alright, so I start out with a little bit of salt on the bottom. Not much, just a little. Just a little bit. Just kind of shake it around. Spread it around a little. Little bit of sauce in the bottom. I hope I have good lasagna noodles. If I don't, I've got some other noodles I'm going to use on one of them. So, alright, so then I'm going to start layering. Hi, Oliver. Are you watching me? Oliver Bates, you cute little thing. Are you watching me? Hey, Glenda. Alright, so I'm going to put a layer of noodles. And I bet I don't have enough. So there's a layer of noodles. And then, my cottage cheese. I'll do a layer of sauce. That's not Glenda, that's Gloria. Sorry about that. go. All right, so then I'll do, nope, forgetting my head. I'm not ready for that. I'm gonna do sauce. I'll just do one and get it in the oven real fast. And then I'll come back and do the other one. All right, so there's sauce. And then I'm gonna throw in some cottage cheese. I'm just kind of scooping it in there by spoonfuls, and I'll just spread it around. There we go. And then another layer of noodles. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough to do the other one. I forgot how many noodles I had, but I'm gonna use those other ones over there. So there's another layer of noodles. And I got some broken pieces over here. You will never know. And I'm not pre-cooking these noodles. They're fine. I didn't prepare very well this week, but I really didn't plan to do lasagna. It was kind of a last minute thing. I actually forgot. I'm just forgetting everything. We started something, Beth Ann. I forgot to put some cheese. I want to put a little bit of mozzarella under these noodles, so I'll get that going right quick. Little mozzarella inside it. All right, there we go. And then I'll do another layer of sauce. And spread that out a little bit. There we go. Another little bit of the cottage cheese in with the sauce. Mix that in. Just kind of mix it together. You could do it in the pan. Be fine too. And then cover it really good with mozzarella cheese. Okay? And then I cover it with aluminum foil and I bake it. But let me show you what I'm going to do with this other one. I have these noodles. They're called dumplings. And they look like little bitty lasagna noodles broken up. So, I'm going to throw them in here. A layer of those. Because I think they'll be fine. And then a layer of sauce. I might have got too heavy-handed on the sauce in the other one. But this is going to be a little different anyway, so we're just going to go with it. This always does a 9 by 13, no problem, and I just kind of make it stretch to do 2 of these. So let's just throw this together like so. Throw some more cheese on it. And I've got some of this. I don't have a whole lot of mozzarella, so I'm going to put the rest of the mozzarella on top. I've just got some of this mixed up kind. The shredded Monterey Jack and cheddar. So I'm going to put it in there. I think it'll be good. And then I'm going to dump another layer of noodles. I think this will be good. Okay, and then I'm going to dump the rest of the sauce on it. And I actually have another can of spaghetti sauce another jar of spaghetti sauce that I might open and pour some in here. Because I feel like it's just not saucy enough. So I'm gonna do that. I said it was. Maybe I'm not. Okay, hang on. This sauce is really tight. Y'all know what? The video will probably like freeze frame on me doing that. And so when everybody looks at it, that's what they'll see, is me trying to open this jar. I need one of those jar openers. Hey, I got it. I just took a knife and pecked around on it. So I'm just gonna pour some more of this, some of this sauce in here, because I think it needs more sauce. Now I usually get 2 pans out of this, so I don't know, I guess I stretched it out too far. All right. Put some more cottage cheese on it. And top it with some mozzarella. And that's not near enough, so I'll grab my other cheese and top it with it. And it's gonna be just fine. So see, cooking is sometimes improvising. Just, maybe you don't have everything you need for that one recipe, but what else might be good? So, I actually had thought about trying this recipe, lasagna soup, and that was why I bought those noodles there. I was going to put those in it, but then I just decided to stick with Old Faithful here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on a cookie sheet in case it bubbles, and I'm going to put this one that I experimented with in the oven and bake it for us for tonight. And the other one I'll stick in the refrigerator and bake it for my friends. So, I'm going to just set it over to the side for the moment. And that's my lasagna. I'm going to let it cook for, you know, probably 45 minutes or so. I don't know. And it'll be bubbly and gooey and those noodles will cook. You don't have to put them and they'll be fine. So now I want to move on. Hello. I want to move on now to the pumpkin roll recipe and show you guys how simple a pumpkin roll is. And I'm going to actually start my pumpkin roll. I'm going to start with the icing. And the reason I am is because I already mixed up one batch. And I need 2 because I'm actually making 2 pumpkin rolls. And I'll show you that. So I got one batch mixed up and I put a little too much vanilla in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix the rest in and I won't have to add the vanilla. So let me tell you how the icing goes. This is cream cheese icing. So for one recipe, for one batch, it is 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese, softened. So I have had this sitting out. I've let it come to room temperature. So it is softened. And I'm going to put it into my mixer and I'm just going to add it to where I've already mixed this other up. Okay? ahead, throw that in. And 4 tablespoons, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tablespoons of softened butter. So this is really soft. It's been sitting out. It's got very soft. Hey, Martha. Okay. So those are both soft. Wipe my hands off. And I'm going to just blend those together. Cream those together. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar. And I'm going to turn my mixer down because I don't want to give myself a powdered sugar shower, which I do a lot. So 1 cup of powdered sugar. Okay. And then I'm going to cream that together. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla, which I've already added because, like I said, I'm making 2 batches. So 1 batch, again, is 8 ounces of cream cheese, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And that's cream cheese icing, okay? So let's stir this up. It's very, very good. Now, I need my mixer. Well, hello, hon. I need my mixer, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer this into another bowl because we're fixing to make the cake part of the pumpkin roll. Alright, I don't need this one anymore, so I'm going to discard it into the sink. And go ahead and put my cream cheese icing over to another bowl. Okay. There's my cream cheese icing. It's ready to go. Let me wash this bowl real quick because I need it. And I forgot to get the eggs out, so let me go ahead and grab those too. Give 1 second and I'll get this bowl washed. This is where you need another mixer, which I do have a hand mixer, but I want to use my stand mixer because I don't want to stand there and hold it that long. All right. Okay. I got it. Got it washed good. Now, for the cake of our pumpkin roll, I'm just going to use this one. It'll be fine. I'm going to first add 3 eggs. One, 2, and 3. All right, so there's 3 eggs. And I'm going to beat these 3 eggs for 5 minutes, okay? All right, so I've looked at the time. So I'm going to beat those for 5 minutes. While I'm beating those eggs, I'm going to grease my pan. So if you've got a jelly roll pan or a good cookie sheet, hey Sherry, I'm going to use some shortening, and I'm just going to grease it good. We may get tired of listening to that mixing. We've still got a few minutes. Now my recipe says to grease it. It don't say to flour it. So I don't think it would hurt to flour it, but I'm not going to flour it because it says to grease it. Alright, so I've got it greased really good. Let me go wash my water gets hot. Oops, drop my towel. Okay. While my eggs are beaten, I have 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. 3/4 of a cup, all-purpose. I have 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I'm going to put it into my all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to mix it together good. I also have 2 teaspoons. Now, I love cinnamon, so I went heavy on the teaspoons. I went heavy-handed. So I have 2 generous teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'm also going to mix that into the flour. Just got this little whisk. You could use a fork, a spoon. Sometimes I just use my measuring spoon. And together good while my eggs are beating. Let's check the time. Okay, still another minute or 2. So I'm just mixing up the flour and the sugar and the baking powder together. Your dry ingredients, you want to mix those together. I also have my oven already preheated to 375. Okay, we're coming up on 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and lower this. Go ahead and lower the speed. Now, to my 3 eggs, I'm going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar. Let that mix in. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. You can use fresh lemon. You can use, I usually just use this. Sometimes I use fresh lemon if I have it. I had one, but it didn't look too good, so I thought I better use that one. All right, so mix that together. Now, let me turn this off. Now I've got 3 of a cup of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 2 generous teaspoons of cinnamon. Sherry, I'm making a pumpkin roll. Oh wait, I forgot my pumpkin. Whoop, not adding it yet. I'm gonna add my pumpkin next. Sorry. So, the pumpkin, this is the pumpkin that I cooked out and from fresh pumpkins. So I'm going to do 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin. You can buy canned pumpkin puree, and that's absolutely fine. That's a 1/2 cup. Let's see. One more scoop should get it. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's 2/3 a cup. Okay, sorry, I forgot to add my pumpkin to the sugar and the eggs. So 2/3 a cup. All right, so let me recap. I got 3 eggs. I beat them for 5 minutes. I added 1 cup of sugar to it, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 2/3 a cup of pumpkin puree. Now let me mix that together. Doing pretty good. Let me just scrape some down off the side here. All right, now I'm gonna turn it off because I'm gonna add 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'm gonna add a little bit, and I'm gonna mix it very slow. I don't wanna, again, get it all in my face. I'm just gonna kind of slowly add it. Let it get incorporated into the wet. Let the dry incorporate into the wet. I'll kick it up a little bit now. Scrape my sides down. Now normally when I make these, I normally double the recipe and make 2, because as the very sweet lady that gave me this recipe always told me, it's just as easy to make 2 as it is to make 1. So, Miss Mary Hickerson, Miss Benny, she's the one that says that. So usually when she makes a cake or something, she'll make 2. So I do that a lot of times too. All right. So you want to get it mixed up good. Get all your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients and all the lumps out. You want to get those mixed up really good. Hey, Hallie. And I have my greased cookie sheet here. Hey, Penny. All right, let me check it out. See how it's looking pretty good. Let me just mix it a little bit more. Okay, I think that's pretty good. See, make sure there's no dry lumps in it, and there's not, so I'll go ahead and take that off. And now I'm just going to pour it into my sheet pan. And I'm just going to spread it around as even as I can get it. Okay. I think that's pretty even. Get the air bubbles out a little bit. All right, so there we go. Gonna give it a shake. And stick it in the oven, 375 for 15 minutes. And that's all. You just cook it for 15 minutes and that's it. But now, earlier today, what I did, I made another one to have it ready. So I have one ready to ice and finish up. Now, what you do when you turn it out, when you get it out of the oven, you turn it out onto some parchment paper or wax paper. And while it's hot, you roll it up in this jelly roll form. And that kind of gets it, you know, formed for you. Okay? Now, before I unroll this and do this, I'm also going to grab a few pecans because I like pecans in mine. If you don't like pecans, then that's fine. Hey, Sheila. Thanks, Bobby. I hope you have a good day, too. All right, so I'm going to chop these pecans. These are halves. So I'm just going to chop them. I'm not doing a fine. I'm just chunking them up. You know, I want some pretty big chunky pieces. You can put any kind of nuts on it, or you can leave the nuts off. Totally up to you. But just whatever you want to do. And, you know, a cup of nuts should be good, but however many you want, that also is totally up to you. If you want a lot of nuts, then go for it. Okay, so I got me some nuts chopped up here. That's good. We're gonna leave those. Now, like I said, when you get it out of the oven after 15 minutes, I always take a piece of parchment paper and put it on my cooling rack, turn it out on my cooling rack. Now, I did do 2 layers of parchment, but then you roll it up just like a jelly roll. And that kind of gets it to be pliable, bendable, you know. I need a spatula. So then I'm going to pull this off. And then I'm going to grab my cream cheese icing that we already made. And I'll just glop some down on it. And just start spreading it. Spread it out nice and even. A little more. Get a little more to do the last edge over here. Okay. This is going to be so good. Spread that cream cheese icing out all over. Hey, Sib. There you go. Now, hey, Rhonda, Carrie, take your pecans and just sprinkle them through it like that. However many you want. And there we go. So now I'm going to roll it. Hi, Retha. Up. And there you go, folks. There's my pumpkin roll. And I meant to get a pretty platter. Let me get this platter out of the cabinet. So you can take your and lay it on your platter. And you can take powdered sugar if you want. Sprinkle it on top of it. Or, let's see, I've got some cinnamon and sugar, powdered sugar in here. And it looks like it snowed on it. And there you have it. A pumpkin roll. So you can see that making a pumpkin roll is not as hard as you think it might be. It's actually pretty easy. Now, sometimes mine aren't as even and as pretty as everybody else's, but they taste really good. So that's what counts the most. So there we have it, folks. There's your pumpkin roll. I hope you guys try it, and let me know if you do. Post pictures of it. Share my videos with your friends if you enjoy them. I'd love for you to share them. And if you joined us late, go back and rewatch from the beginning. I'll go back through the recipe. The pumpkin roll has 3 eggs, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 2/3 cup of pumpkin, 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 2 generous teaspoons of cinnamon. Beat the eggs for 5 minutes with a mixer, then add your sugar, your lemon, and your pumpkin. Mix that up. Then add your flour, your baking powder, and your cinnamon, which I mix those up together before I add them. Spread it on a greased jelly roll pan and bake at 375 for 15 minutes. And then put your cream cheese icing on it and your nuts and roll it up. It is easy, Shelly. It's really easy. You're trying my beef stew, Sheila? Great. Post a picture of it. Let me know how it turns out. Let me know how you like it. And the lasagna is really simple too. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and just be praying for everybody that's fighting this terrible virus that we've got going around. It's not going anywhere. It's actually seems to be worse in our neck of the woods anyway. So I know more people with it and more people fighting it right now. And I'm praying for all of you, and I hope you guys are praying for everybody else as well. So thanks for joining me, and I hope I put a little sunshine in your day. Have a great day. Oh, my battery's going low. Have a great night and a great day. And if you cook any of my recipes, post pictures on my wall so I can see them. And be sharing my videos. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.